Shocking scenes being seen at the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly while the session was on. In fact, it was supposed to be the last day. But what instead happened was a full-on fist fight. Pushing, jostling. Eventually, some of these MLAs had to be thrown out, had to be escorted out by the marshals. Now, basically what we are told is Sheikh Abdul Rashid, Engineer Rashid's brother, who's now an MLA from Langate. We are told that he was holding a banner in his hand. And that then led to a full-on scuffle. Many are wondering, where was Omar Abdullah? What was the Speaker of the Assembly doing? Why couldn't he control it? And then you can see, at least from these visuals, that the marshals are seen pushing out the BJP leaders, BJP MLAs. Look at how the cops also outnumbered, not expecting. So on one side were the National Conference, PDP, or basically the Kashmir Valley leaders. On the other were the Jammu leaders, which are from the BJP. Massive sloganeering seen from both sides. It was basically after an Article 370 banner was seen that was by Khurshid Ahmed Sheikh. He's the MLA from Langate. He's the brother of Lok Sabha Member of Parliament Engineer Rashid, who's currently in jail. He displayed this banner on Article 370 and it immediately led to a fight. BJP leaders pulled it down, tore it. They were angry. They said, this cannot happen. Why would 370 be brought back? On the other side, the Kashmir leaders, PDP, NC, all got together to then keep the banner safe. It also appears that some of these MLAs jumped into the well of the House. There were objections. Sunil Sharma, who's the BJP leader of opposition, asked why was the MLA being allowed of the Awami Ittihad party, was allowed to jump into the well, was allowed to use this banner flaunted in J&K Assembly, when Home Minister Amit Shah has very categorically said, Article 370 is history, it's never coming back, that's it. Why is then that some of the Kashmir leaders are constantly raking it up? Let me bring in Ashraf Wani for the latest on that. Ashraf, what happened? Explain to us, because one would think this is hilarious, comical, what's happening, but it's also serious concern. These are elected leaders.
Absolutely, Pooja. Actually, the issue started yesterday when National Conference passed the resolution for the special status of the jail. And in that resolution, there was not fully mentioned Article 370. And even the Jammu and Kashmir government clearly knows that it is not possible to bring back Article 370, but they have passed very politely that resolution in which some special status has been demanded, and what has been done on the 5th August 2019 that was not taken with the will of the elected legislatures that held the resolution. The government demanded that the government of India should initiate a dialogue for the special status of the Jammu and Kashmir. That was a story which was yesterday even objected by the BJP MLAs, but they were not allowed to object in the way what they wanted. Yesterday, there was a extensive meeting of BJP legislatures here in Srinagar. They charted out a plan that how they are going to protest against this resolution in Jammu and Kashmir Assembly today, and they came with the preparedness for the same. Today is the last day of Jammu and Kashmir inaugural session, which will conclude today. And during that, when the assembly started, there was a poster which was displayed by the engineer party's MLA, Khurshid Ahmed Sheikh. They have only one MLA in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. That banner was reading that we demand restoration of Article 370. The word Article 370 was mentioned in that banner. It was a big banner which was first displayed towards the members, towards the press gallery, towards the officials in the house. Then when the eye of the BJP MLAs went on that poster, they rushed towards the poster and snatched same poster from the Engineer Rashid's party's MLA.
Ashraf, what you're saying is interesting. Just to tell the viewers, the AIP, Awami Ittihad Party of Engineer Rashid, who's Baramulla Member of Parliament, currently in jail. His brother is the Langate MLA from where Engineer Rashid earlier was. It was this one MLA whose banner led to a full-on fledged fight between NC, PDP, because this MLA then went behind. It was now the two camps fighting. But Ashraf, then tell me this. At this point, where is Omar Abdullah? I see some later visual of him just sitting very quietly. his leaders fighting, BJP on the other hand. Was he part of the scuffle too?
Not at all, Pooja, but he was disturbed. Even you can see he came a bit later in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly, being the last day of the session. He was in the chair, what has been given to him, and he was calmly watching what is happening. Because as a chief minister, he could not do anything. As the speaker is the senior most leader in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly of the Rahim Rathar, he could not do anything. And finally, there was a scuffle between the young members. You know that 50 members out of 90 members of Jammu and Kashmir Assembly are first-time MLAs in Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. That is a history in itself. And most of the members are not aware what are the rules and regulations of the House. They just come and to address their constituencies. They just want to do some kind of a shor sharaba so that they could be visible on the TV screens and other things. That was the thing what we have seen. Then what happened that PDP MLA Wahid Parra came with for the rescue of the AIP MLA Rashid Sheikh. He wanted to take back that banner from the BJP MLAs. But meanwhile, the BJP MLAs torn that banner into the pieces and were displacing that what we have done to the banner of the AIP MLA. And that resulted the main scuffle. And already the BJP MLA had the plan to oppose and to also the resolution what was brought in the Jammu and Kashmir.
I request you to stay on because these leaders were elected not for this. The government was formed not for this, to be fighting and scuffle and jostling. There are people in J&K who want their issues addressed. This is all political posturing. Remember that. Article 370 is not coming back. Clearly, NCPDP trying to show that they are trying to rake it up, BJP opposing it, while there are basic issues that are not being addressed. Now, BJP chief of J&K, Sat Sharma, has spoken up. Let's listen into what he's saying.
विधायकों के बीच में हाथापाई हुई है, क्या है बीजेपी का स्टैंड उसको लेकर?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी का स्टैंड बिल्कुल साफ है, क्लियर है। और कल जिस तरीके से वातावरण असेंबली का खराब करने की कोशिश की गई, असंवैधानिक तरीके से रेजोल्यूशन असेंबली में रखा गया, उसको पारित किया गया। हर एक को हक है असेंबली में अपनी बात रखने का। विधायकों ने, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के हमारे विधायकों ने अपनी बात जो थी वो सशक्त तरीके से रखने की कोशिश की, वेल में गए, लेकिन बगैर डिस्कशन के बिल जो था वो पारित किया गया। और उस बिल को भी शोर शराबे के बीच में, ये भी नहीं पता कि नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के कितने लोग अंदर थे, कितने लोग बाहर थे। असंवैधानिक तरीके से जो था वो बिल पारित हुआ, और एक ऐसा बिल पारित हुआ जिसके बारे में ये कहा गया कि यूनिलैटरल डिसीजन था केंद्र सरकार का। आप सबके ध्यान में भी रहना चाहिए कि इसके ऊपर प्रॉपर डिस्कशन हुई थी। हर पार्टी के, पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के नेता ने इसके ऊपर अपना वक्तव्य रखा था। 5 अगस्त 2019 को और 6 अगस्त 2019 को पहले लोकसभा में और उसके बाद राज्यसभा में ये पारित हुआ, तो इसकी प्रॉपर डिस्कशन हुई थी, ना कि एक यूनिलैटरल डिसीजन था। और इस डिसीजन के विरुद्ध मेरा मानना है कि ये हमारी पार्लियामेंट की तौहीन भी है, जिसके बारे में कहा गया कि उन्होंने अपने लेवल के ऊपर ही जो था वो उस समय बिल जो था वो पास हुआ। और उसके साथ साथ तौहीन है सुप्रीम कोर्ट की भी, क्योंकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी इन लोगों ने केस किया था। इसके ऊपर मोहर जो थी माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट द्वारा भी जो थी वो लगाई गई थी। ऐसे समय में जरूरत है जिन लोगों को असंवैधानिक तरीके से, जिन लोगों ने बिल रखा, जिन लोगों ने इसको सेकंड किया, और वो ऑनरेबल स्पीकर जिसने नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस का कार्यकर्ता होने के नाते एक्ट किया है, उनके ऊपर एक्शन जो है वो पार्लियामेंट को लेना चाहिए, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं। 370-35 से इतिहास का हिस्सा बन चुकी है, और ऐसे समय में 35 से जिसके चलते पूरे प्रदेश भर की 50% मात्र शक्ति को उनका हक मिला था, वो हक जो है उनसे छीनने की कोशिश की जा रही है। वेस्टर्न पाकिस्तान रिफ्यूजी, हमारे वाल्मीकि समाज के लोग, और इसके साथ साथ ही हमारे गोरखा समाज के लोग, जिनको उनका वोट डालने का हक मिला था, यहाँ रहने का हक मिला था, वो हक जो है वो पुनः छीनने की जो है वो कोशिश की जा रही है। हमारे सिपाही, हमारे विधायक जो हैं, अपने हक की रक्षा करने के लिए आज भी असेंबली में मौजूद हैं, और भारतीय जनता पार्टी का हर एक कार्यकर्ता, हर एक वोटर, सपोर्टर, सिंपथाइजर सड़कों के ऊपर है। और मैं देख रहा था कि अलग अलग समुदाय से लोग, अलग अलग धर्मों से लोग, जो भी गोरखा समाज से संबंधित लोग हैं, जो वेस्टर्न पाकिस्तान रिफ्यूजी हैं, मातृशक्ति है, ये सब लोग जो हैं, वाल्मीकि समाज के लोग, ये सब लोग जो हैं आज सड़कों के ऊपर हैं। कल भी आपने देखा कि हजारों की संख्या में लोग जो थे अलग अलग हमारे जिलों।
नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस इस रेजोल्यूशन को लाके वो जो वोट बैंक है, वो जो एक पॉलिटिकल कैपिटल है, उसको ये दर्शाना चाहती है कि जो वादा किया था वो हमने पूरा कर दिया है, रेजोल्यूशन लाया है। अब रेजोल्यूशन से क्या फायदा होगा सब जानते हैं। इसका जो सिंबॉलिक वैल्यू से ज्यादा कुछ है नहीं, इससे कुछ ज्यादा फर्क पड़ने वाला नहीं है, लेकिन एक जो पॉलिटिकल मैसेजिंग है वो नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ने कर दी है। बीजेपी को इसके खिलाफ खड़ा होना है क्योंकि उनका वोट इसके खिलाफ था। तो एक अजीब सी सिचुएशन है जहां फिर एक बार जम्मू वर्सेस कश्मीर।
Right, so that's what Mir Farid is saying. And remember what Farid is saying, very pertinent, because it's not that the resolution brought in by J&K Assembly can mean Article 370 returns. The document anyway will have to go to the Chief Secretary, the Lieutenant Governor. Home Minister Amit Shah recently in August also said Article 370 is history. It's not coming back. We are moving ahead with Jammu and Kashmir fully integrated with the nation, and that it is going to be development, progress, peace and prosperity, at least the hope that we can have for J&K. And yet, you can see the kind of posturing that's happening. Ashraf Wani continues to be with us. Ashraf, till when did it last? It looks like to me at least 10 to 15 minutes was complete commotion, papers being thrown around, beating, jostling each other. Didn't we think that this used to happen perhaps years earlier in the parliament, but it's returning now to J&K Assembly?
Pooja, one story we are still missing here. The way in which the BJP MLAs were dragged out from the house by the marshals.
Correct.
The extension will come soon. We have seen that because they are less in number as compared because it is the assembly session going on in the Kashmir Valley. All those BJP MLAs were dragged, in fact, physically from by the marshals and taken out from the assembly, and there will be a kind of a reaction by the BJP party, not only in the state but maybe even in the center on that thing what happened on this day, which was the final day of the first inaugural session of Jammu and Kashmir Assembly there. So, but actually the people are not understanding the thing. Each and every MLA wants to be the prominent in this ongoing discussion, to show his presence in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. Yes. It is something new for many people here in the Jammu and Kashmir, particularly the legislators. As I said, 50 of them are the first time MLAs in Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. Actually, the issue was some different. Actually, the BJP also got off track of what they came with the preparedness to object only to the resolution which was brought by the National Conference yesterday. They demanded, they have the right to say so, demanded the discussion on same and put a kind of finger on the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly Speaker also, who passed it without any discussion, other things. But going through the draft, there is not any mention of 370.
Interesting.
The language which has been used in that resolution did not talk about 370. That only talks about the special status of Jammu and Kashmir. And probably the government of India has not any issue on that. In fact, we have seen when Article 370 was abrogated, some of the special provisions were also kept for the Jammu and Kashmir regarding the land, purchase of land and the sales and other things. So this is simply a politics.
And perhaps these are issues that can be worked upon. I have to move on to other stories, but Ashraf, 2-3 points important that you've made and that I'll just highlight quickly. One, that it was against J&K Assembly resolution over special status that caught BJP also said. Why? How can you without discussion do it? Then a banner by the AIP party MLA from Langate, that led to a full-blown jostle. It said must restore Article 370. And third and important, look at that, the visual on your right. Were only BJP MLAs pushed out, escorted out by the marshals and not the NCPDP? Because that will then raise a lot of questions on what is happening in the assembly. We'll be tracking all that and more. Ashraf and Farid, thank you very much.